Dogs, otherwise known as man's best friend. They come in many shapes and sizes, and they have been our faithful companions for thousands of years. Man's love for dogs is shared by the vast majority. But where they are sourced from divides opinions. Some owners prefer to adopt their pets, whereas others believe pedigree shopping is a better option. After doing a survey asking 30 people where they sourced their dogs from, results were practically 50-50. So I intend to gain a better understanding of the issue and see people's reasonings behind their choices. It is a known fact that pedigrees are more susceptible to health issues, with pugs likely to suffer from respiratory problems and Dachshunds having spinal complications. I want to understand why people actively choose to spend hundreds or even thousands of pounds buying them. So I spoke to Lauren, the owner of Dachshunds Ralph and Ludo, to gain a better understanding of the appeal of adopting pedigrees with known health problems.
One of the real reasons why I got one was because we just bought a house and we wanted to have a fairly small dog. We didn't want to, I guess for our first dog, we wanted to see how we went with a smaller dog. I don't know why, in our eyes, a smaller dog was an easier dog. So Ludo, I think we used, I can't remember what the website was called, something like Pets for Sale or something like that. To be honest, I Googled it. I had no idea where to begin. And I just kept looking through and found a couple of breeders, and I obviously wanted to go and view them first to make sure they were reputable. I spoke to this one woman who had a breed and she was absolutely lovely. So that was just on a website. And then Ralph, my sister-in-law's uncle, had a litter. So we just had one of those. We knew that they were susceptible to health problems, but we sort of weighed up the risks and we were happy to take that risk and obviously try and give them the best possible life they can to either avoid it or to help if they do ever get any issues. I love the way they look. I know that sounds really silly, but I like that they've got tiny little legs and long bodies. They're really affectionate and, you know, they're beautiful.
Looking back at the survey, I found that 83% of dog owners said they would choose to adopt a dog in future rather than shopping. To understand the reasoning behind this, I spoke to someone who has this mindset. Charles, the owner of Pedigree's Bronco the Border Terrier and Cookie the miniature Schnauzer, now believes that adopting is the better choice.
I got both the dogs from recognised breeders. I did that partly because we had chosen the first dog. We chose the breed because we wanted a small dog, we wanted an intelligent dog, we wanted a dog with some character, and Border Terriers seemed to fit the bill. And to be fair, I don't think we ever looked at anything other than going to a good recommended breeder in order to purchase the animal. I was clearly aware of Battersea Dogs Home and the fact that I could get dogs from different sources. I suppose my flawed thinking was I wanted a pedigree dog. Although why I thought that way I really couldn't tell you, but that was my thinking. I wanted a pedigree dog. I think I've learnt a lot over the last 4 years, and I think it's probably better all round to rehome a dog than to buy even from a recognised breeder. I would suspect that if there was more publicity given to the issue and more people became aware of the issue and what was happening to unwanted dogs, because I think it's a little bit like out of sight, out of mind, you know, well, the dog, someone will take care of them, whereas in reality that's not the case. I think we have to look at ways in which we can rehome more animals more successfully and have programmes that help people to realise those opportunities.
In order to get a more professional view on the issue, I spoke to Dogs Trust representative Kirsty to understand her opinions on shopping and adopting.
The Dogs Trust rescues per year 15,000 dogs. Generally, crossbreeds are healthier than pedigrees. The reason is because if a pedigree has just continued down a specific gene line, their genes aren't diverse, so therefore they can have health issues something like a pug, for instance, could have respiratory problems. The fact that Dogs Trust is still here today after 60 years or so of campaigning just goes to show that people still haven't cottoned on to the fact that a dog is for life, not just for Christmas, and haven't had the information and awareness to make correct decisions.
It's easy to see why some people would want to purchase pedigree dogs rather than adopting, whether it's down to personal preference or lack of awareness. But with over 15,000 dogs brought to Dogs Trust every year in need of a home, this is certainly an issue that deserves more publicity and better awareness. After all, if dogs really are man's best friend, shouldn't we be giving homes to those who really need it?